Hi guys, it's the story. It's Noreen or Noreentiwole. We stopped on page 32, and that's where we're going to continue off at. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Let's go. Okay. Hello, said Bilbo. I wondered if you would turn up. I am glad to find you visible, replied the wizard, sitting down in a chair. I wanted to catch you and have a few final words. I suppose you feel that everything has gone off splendidly, and according to plan? Yes, I do, said Bilbo. Though that flash was surprising. It quite startled me, let alone the others. A little addition of your own, I suppose. It was. You have wisely kept that ring secret all these years, and it seemed to me necessary to give your guests something else that would seem to explain your sudden banishment, and would spoil my joke. You are an interfering old busybody, laughed Bilbo, but I expect you know best as usual. I do, when I know anything, but I don't feel too sure about this whole affair. It has now come to the final point. You have had your joke, and alarmed or offended most of your relations, and given the whole Shire something to talk about for 9 days, or 99 more likely. Are you going any further? Yes, I am. I feel I need a holiday, a very long holiday, as I have told you before. Probably a permanent holiday. Permanent? What do you mean by that? Huh? How would I mean, forever holiday? Anyway, I don't expect I shall return. In fact, I don't mean to, and I have made all arrangements. I am old, Gandalf. I don't look it, but I am beginning to feel it in my heart of hearts. Yes, like that. Well preserved indeed, he snorted. Why, I feel all thin sort of stretched, if you know what I mean, like butter that has been scraped over too much bread. That can't be right. I need a change or something. Gandalf looked curiously and closely at him. No, it does not seem right, he said thoughtfully. Not after all, I believe your plan is probably the best. Well, I've made up my mind anyway. I want to see mountains again, Gandalf. Mountains. And then find somewhere I can rest, in peace and quiet, with a lot of relatives prying around, and a string of confounded visitors hanging on the bell. I might find some where I can finish my book. I have thought of a nice ending for it, and he lived happily ever after to the end of his days. Gandalf laughed. I hope he will, but nobody will read the book however it ends. Oh, they may in years to come. Frodo has read some already, as far as it has gone. You'll keep an eye on Frodo, won't you? Yes, I will. 2 eyes as often as I can spare them. He would come with me, of course, if I asked him. In fact, he offered to once, just before the party. But he does not really want to yet. I want to see the wild country again before I die. And the mountains, but he's still in love with the Shire, with woods and fields and little rivers. He ought to be comfortable here. I am leaving everything to him, of course, except a few oddments. I hope he will be happy when he gets used to being on his own. It's time he was with his own master now. Everything, said Gandalf. The ring as well? You agreed to that, you remember? Well, yes, I suppose so, stammered Bilbo. Where is it? In an envelope. If you must know, said Bilbo impatiently. Oh, the ring is in play right now. Okay. If you know about the ring, you know about the ring. Anywho. Well, no, here it is in my pocket, he hesitated. Isn't that odd now? He said softly to himself. Yeah, after all, why not? Why shouldn't it stay here? Gandalf looked again very hard at Bilbo, and there was a gleam in his eyes. I think, Bilbo, he said quietly, I should leave it behind. Don't you want to? Well, yes and no. Now it comes to it, I don't like parting with it at all, I may say, and I don't really see why I should. Why do you want me to? He asked, and a curious change came over his voice. It was sharp with suspicion and annoyance. You are always badgering me about my ring, but you have never bothered me about the other things I got on my journey. No, but I had to badger you, said Gandalf. I want the truth. It was important. Magic rings are, well, magical, and they are rare and curious. I was professionally interested in your ring. You may say, and I still am. I should like to know where it is, if you go wandering again. Also, I think you had it quite long enough. You don't need it anymore, but well, unless I am quite mistaken. So Gandalf really wants the ring. Bilbo flushed, and there was an angry light in his eyes. His kindly face grew hard. Why not? He cried. And what business is it of yours? Anyway, to know what I do with my own things, it is my own. I found it, it came to me. Yes, yes, said Gandalf, but there is no need to get angry. If I am, it is your fault, said Bilbo. It is mine, I tell you, my own, my precious, yes, my precious. The wizard's face remained grave and attentive, and only a flicker in his deep eyes showed that he was startled and indeed alarmed. It has been called that before, he said, but not by you. But I say it now, and why not? Even if Gollum said the same once. It's not his now, but mine, and I shall keep it, I say. Gandalf stood up. He spoke sternly. You will be a fool if you do, Bilbo said. You make that clear with every word you say. It has gone far too much hold on you. Let it go, and then you can go yourself and be free. So, okay. I'll do as I should. I'll do as I choose and go as I please, said Bilbo obstinately. Now, my dear Hobbit, said Gandalf. All your long life we have been friends, and you owe me something. Come, do as you promised, give it up. But if you want my ring yourself, say so, cried Bilbo. But you won't get it. I won't give you my precious. I tell you, his hand straight to the hilt of his small sword. Gandalf's eyes flashed. It'll be my turn to get angry soon, he said. If you say that again, I shall, then you will see Gandalf the Grey uncloaked. Oh, is that a threat? Uh-oh. He took a step towards the hobbit, and he seemed to grow tall and menacing. His shadow filled the little room. Bilbo backed away to the wall, breathing hard, his hand clutching at his pocket. They stood for a while facing one another, and the air of the room tingled. What's that like? The air of the room tingled. Anywho. Gandalf's eyes remained bent on the hobbit. How would they split this ring in half, since they both want it so bad? But then it wouldn't be a ring. Slowly his hands relaxed and he began to tremble. I don't know what has come over you, Gandalf, he said. You have never been like this before. What is it all about? It is mine, isn't it? I found it, and Gollum would have killed me if I hadn't kept it. I am not a thief, whatever he said. I have never called you one, Gandalf answered. And I am not one either. I am not trying to rob you, but to help you. I wish you would trust me as you used to. He turned away and the shadow passed. He seemed to dwindle again to an old grey man, bent and troubled. Bilbo drew his hand over his eyes. I'm sorry, he said, but I felt so queer, and yet it would be a relief in a way not to be bothered with it anymore. It has been so growing on my mind lately. Sometimes I have felt it was like an eye looking at me, and I'm always wanting to put it on and disappear. Don't you know, or wondering if it is safe and pulling it out to make sure. I tried locking it up, but I found I couldn't rest without it in my pocket. I don't know why. I don't seem to be able to make up my mind. Then trust mine, said Gandalf. It is quite made up. Go away and leave it behind. Stop possessing it. Give it to Frodo, and I will look after him. Bilbo stood for a moment, tense and undecided. Presently he sighed. All right, he said with an effort. I will. Then he shrugged his shoulders and smiled rather ruefully. After all, that's what this party business was all about, really. To give away lots of birthday presents and somehow make it easier to give it away at the same time. It hasn't made... Well, hold on. Birthdays are for receiving gifts. Not... Well, they want to give it away. Because I guess the gift you're giving is enjoying the experience with whoever you're enjoying it with. In the party sense. Like they do. Okay, you know what? To each their own. It hasn't made it any easier in the end, but it would be a pity to waste all my preparations. It would quite spoil the joke. Indeed, it would take away the only point I have ever saw in the affair, said Gandalf. Very well, said Bilbo. It goes to Frodo with all the rest. He drew a deep breath. And now I really must be starting, or somebody else will catch me. I have said goodbye, and I couldn't bear to do it all over again. He picked up his bag and moved to the door. You have still got the ring in your pocket, said the wizard. But so I have, cried Bilbo, and my will and all the other documents too. You had better take it and deliver it for me. That will be safest. No, don't give me the ring. No, don't give the ring to me, said Gandalf. Put it on the mantelpiece. Well, I thought he wanted it, though. So he's gone from, give me the ring, to just leave it. Okay, wait, what's he up to? Let's see. Put it on the mantelpiece. It will be safe enough there till Frodo comes. I shall wait for him. Bilbo took out the envelope, but just as he was about to set it by the clock, his hand jerked back and the packet fell on the floor. Before he could pick it up, the wizard stooped and seized it. Gandalf did not flick. and set it in its place. A spasm of anger passed swiftly over the hobbit's face again. Oh, now he's mad. Suddenly it gave way to a look of relief and a laugh. Well, that's that, he said. Now I'm off. They went out into the hall. Bilbo chose his favourite stick from the stand, then he whistled. 3 dwarves came out of different rooms where they had been busy. Oh, is that a call? Call to action? Is everything ready? Asked Bilbo. Everything packed and labelled. Everything, they answered. Well, let's start then. He stepped out of the front door. It was fine night, and the black sky was dotted with stars. He looked up, sniffing the air. What fun to be off again, off on the road with the dwarves. This is what I have really been looking for years. Goodbye, he said, looking at his old home and bowing to the door. Goodbye, Gandalf. Goodbye for the present, Bilbo. Take care of yourself. You are old enough and perhaps wise enough. Take care, I don't care. Don't you worry about me. I am as happy now as I have ever been. And that is saying a great deal. But the time has come. I am being swept off my feet at last, he added. And then in a low voice, as if to himself, he sang softly in the dark. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow, if I can, pursuing it with eager feet, until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet, and whither then, I cannot say. Okay, so he's on. He's a writer. Okay. He paused silent for a moment. Then with another word he turned away from the lights and voices in the fields and tents, and followed by his 3 companions, went round in his garden and trotted down this long sloping path. He jumped over a slow place in the hedge at the bottom, and took to the meadows, passing into the night like a rustle of wind in the grass. Gandalf remained for a while, staring at him into the darkness. Goodbye, my dear Bilbo, until our next meeting, he said softly, and went back indoors. Frodo, wait, hold on, does Gandalf have a gaff in Hobbiton? Or he's staying at Bilbo's until Frodo comes? Frodo came in soon afterwards and found him sitting in the dark, deep in thought. My question has just been answered. Has he gone? He asked. Yes, answered Gandalf. He has gone at last. I hoped until this evening that it was only a joke, said Frodo. But I knew in my heart that he really meant to go. He always used to joke about serious things. I wish I had come back sooner just to see him off. I think he really prefers slipping off quietly in the end, said Gandalf. Don't be too troubled. He'll be all right now, and he left a packet for you. There it is. Frodo took the envelope from the mantelpiece and glanced at it, but did not open it. You'll find his will and all the other documents in there, I think, said the wizard. You are the master of Bag End now. And also, I fancy, you'll find a golden ring. The ring, exclaimed Frodo. Has he left me that? I wonder why. Still, it may be useful. It may be and it may not, said Gandalf. I should not make use of it if I were you, but keep it secret and keep it safe. Now I'm going to bed. As Master of Bag End, Frodo felt it in his painful duty to say goodbye to the guests. Rumours of strange events had now spread all over the field, but Frodo would only say, no doubt everything will be cleared up in the morning. And I'm leaving it there, guys. Page 57. Okay, it's getting interesting. Bilbo's cut. Gandalf's in Hobbiton, Frodo's in Hobbiton. He's now what? Master of Bag End. And this ring is an issue. Alright. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe if you like. If you don't want to, fair enough. Yeah, that's me done, and I'm out. Take care, guys. Bye.